So in this eye, look at a few things. You see that the thick ring going around, that's called a skin ring, indicates that your skin is not eliminating waste properly. Your kidneys are not filtering out waste, so the skin is trying to take the burden. The skin is not as efficient as the kidneys, so therefore it will pack on the waste underneath the skin. So you have potential skin issues arising. Also, notice that you may not be sweating as you should, and your metabolism is not as high as it should, because a skin ring indicates that the thyroid is getting to the weaker side, and the thyroid is needed to increase your metabolism and to sweat properly. Okay, so it boosts your thyroid with a thyroid lift tincture, but also work on the kidney filtration as well. Look at that dark line going around the pupil. That's called a malabsorption ring. Indicates you're malabsorbed. You're not absorbing nutrients as you should be. This is due to mucus plaque in the small intestines. You need to remove that with the bowel strength tincture and the bowel cleanser. See the bowels right here. Look how it extends. This is ascending colon. Look how it's enlarged. Okay, and look at this transverse colon, chronic. Look at the descending colon, enlarged. So you have enlarged bowels, almost spastic bowels, so in and out. There's potential fecal matter in between. You need to address this. Use the bowel strength tincture and the bowel cleanser. If you're constipated, use the bowel strength tincture 5 to 7 times a day until you get good bowel movements. Otherwise, use both. So you also notice there's a purple hue going around the iris. This is called a cholesterol ring. Indicates the body is highly acidic. The body is producing cholesterol to fight acids. Okay, you want to address that with the by using the fruits and the herbs to alkalize the body. Look at the purple hue in the atrial pupil. That's called a cholesterol as well. Cholesterol in the atrial pupil leads to potential cataract and eye issues. So that needs to be addressed as well. Use the eyesight tincture and to remove any kind of mucus affecting the eyesight. Okay, I mentioned to you there's a dark ring going around the pupil. Malabsorption ring means you're malabsorbed. You're not absorbing nutrients as you should be. This is due to mucus plaque in the small intestines. You need to address that. Okay, with bowel strength tincture and bowel cleanser. See those fine lines leaching out of the pupil? That's called radii solaris. Indicates toxic tunnels of waste leaching out to other body parts and glands. It's very prominent and very deep in the brain section right here. Okay, when you see dots like these enclosures, this is called a crypt. Indicates there's a lack of energy flow, blood flow, lymph flow, nerve flow in and out of that particular cell or tissue. Okay, and you see you have quite a few. When you see it's open-ended, okay, that's called a lesion. Okay, indicates that there's poor energy flow in and out of the cell. So we need to address this to take care of that. If you look closely, there's a ring going around, faint rings. That's called nerve rings. Indicates that you have a weak nervous system. That's due to weak adrenals. Okay. Also around the bowels, there's a white line going around the bowels. It's called autonomic nerve weak. Indicates that your digestion is weak, again due to weak adrenal glands. And if you look closely, you see white dots, faint ones, but they're rising. It tells me that your lymph nodes are stagnant and moving to the swollen side. You need to address it. And also look up on the purple hue. There's a bit of the white. When it turns white, that's cholesterol. That's plaquing, potential plaquing. So use circulation tinctures for the upper body and lower body as well. The top part here is the hair and scalp region, and you can see it's quite affected as well. So you have potential hair and scalp issues arising as well. So right here is the life force part of the brain. You can see that it's dark. Okay, it indicates the energy or life force. Okay, so we need to address that. Address the brain with a neurological tincture. This entire section right here, okay, is the pituitary gland. It's chronic. Pituitary gland is the gland that controls all the other endocrine glands, the master gland. If it's weak, they're all tend to be weak. So we need to use a pituitary tincture, endocrine tincture, and a neurological tincture. Right here is where the pineal gland is located. This affects your sleep and other hormone regulation. When it's weak, you're going to have issues with sleep. If you have current sleep issues, use a good night's sleep tincture to help you. Okay. So right here is where the forehead, eyes, nose, upper jaw, tongue, and mouth regions are located. You can see it's quite a bit of congestion there. Okay. You gotta take steps to clean your sinuses. Okay. You want to use neti pot of essential oils to clean your nasal passage. You want to use ear candle, eye washes. You want to do massage back to the head. Anything you can do to help break the mucus congestion in the head region is very important you do so, because remember that the acids sits in the head region, affect the brain, the ears, nose, eyes, and you have a problem. Okay, so you want to address that. Okay, chew horseradish root, anything you can do. Over here, right here, is where the parathyroid gland is located, and here are the tonsils. So there's a bit of congestion there. Tonsils are the main lymph node of the head. It's what drains acid out of the head region. Okay, and you want it cleaned up. And the parathyroid gland right here helps with calcium utilization. So if it's weak, you're going to have issues like varicose veins, parotid veins, brittle veins, hernias, wrinkles, and depression. Okay, so you want those addressed. Use the neurological tincture and use the endocrine tincture to strengthen these spots. And right here is where the thyroid is located. Okay, this section right here is the thyroid. You can see a bit of congestion there, and you have a thick skin ring in case you have weak thyroid. So you want to use a thyroid lift tincture to strengthen these spots. Okay, and right here is where the voice box is located, and here's the esophagus, and here's the scapula, all congested with lymph. Okay, so I want to use respiratory T and respiratory 1 tincture to help break the mucus congestion here. Right here's where the upper back is located. Here's the middle back region, and here's the lower back region, all congested of lymph. Okay, you can see they have some dark streaks going on there. So there's congestion in the back region, and the spine runs across right here. So there's also a bit of congestion there as well. So use a circulation tincture to push blood flow to that region. And right here is where the bladder is located in the lower back region right here. Okay, the bladder and the lower back are congested because the kidneys are not filtering out waste. And because they're close to the kidneys, you're going to have inflammation there and acidosis. And there'll be mucus congestion there. So you fix this by fixing the kidneys, okay? You can also use a lower circulation tincture to boost blood flow to that region. And right here, this section right here is where the vagina region and the uterus region is located. In a male, that would be the penis and the prostate region. There's kind of a bit of inflammation there. Female, use the female reproductive formula. For the male, use the prostate formula to strengthen this part. Okay, right here, you see that dark spot right there? That hits the kidneys. And look at the adrenals. Look how chronic it is. So you have chronic adrenals and chronic kidneys. You need to address this. Use the adrenal restorative tincture. Adrenals control the autonomic nervous system. So it controls the bowel movement, controls the digestion process, okay? As seen in the autonomic nerve root around the bowels. It controls the nervous system, as seen by the rings going around. And it also controls the kidneys. So kidneys are chronic as well. There's a crypt there. So lack of energy flow to and from the kidneys. Use 2 different kidney teas, 2 different kidney tinctures. And right here is where the right foot, knee, and thigh regions are located. Also congested as well. You want to use a lower circulation tincture to strengthen these spots. So right here we have the groin, abdominal wall, and the pelvis region. You can see how congested it is, and you have nerve rings going across it. Use a lower circulation tincture to boost blood for this region. You see this dark spot right here? This hits the ovaries and testes and the pancreas. They're all chronic. So you want to use, for the pancreas, use the liver and pancreas formula. For the ovaries, if a female, use the female reproductive formula. For the testes, for a male, use the prostate formula. Okay, you want to strengthen these spots. Right here is the diaphragm. Okay, you can see a bit of congestion there as well, and there's a nerve ring going across it. And here is the liver. Okay, see liver congestion is covered with mucus, and the gallbladder. Gallbladder is more chronic. Use the liver and gallbladder formula, which is actually called liver and pancreas formula. It targets the liver, pancreas, and the gallbladder as well. Okay, because the liver is a chemical factor of the body. It's what transmutes chemicals in the body. If it's weak, you're going to have an issue with that. And the gallbladder helps with digestion, helps break down fats. You want to address those. Okay, and beside it is the right arm and hand region, also congested with lymph as well. You want to address that with a circulation tincture. So this entire section is the ribs, chest, and breast region, all congested of lymph. And here's the breast region. Okay, you want to use a respiratory T and respiratory 1 tincture to help address this. Right here is the upper and lower lung region, also congested of lymph. You want to use a respiratory T and a respiratory 1 tincture to strengthen these spots. Okay, it's very important you do that, because the upper lungs here show a bit of congestion. And right here is the shoulder, neck, and the ear sections, all congested of lymph. Okay, use a circulation tincture to strengthen these spots. Right here is where the mastoid medulla is located. You can see quite a bit of congestion there as well. And the cerebellum. The mastoid medulla deal with dizziness, balance, and equilibrium. When they are affected, you have issues arising. Cerebellum is the main hard drive of the brain. It's supposed to send information from the brain to the rest of the body. You also want a good working order. So use a neurological tincture, endocrine tincture, and a circulation tincture to strengthen these parts. So right here is where the hypothalamus is located. So this is a very powerful gland. It controls the thyroid. You have a thick skin ring, indicates weak thyroid. So it's a weak hypothalamus, you can see. Okay, and it also controls sensory information from the outside world to the brain. It also controls hunger and thirst. So you want it in good working order. So as you can see, the brain shows a lot of weakness, and there's potential candida and sulfur in the eye as well. So a lot of lymph stagnation. The cloud-like structure you see in the eye, a bit to the yellow-brown side, is lymph stagnation. It means the lymph system is not filtering out properly through the kidneys. So we need to address the lymph system. You need to address the kidneys. You got to work on the bowels. Bowels are very chronic. Okay, use the bowel strength tincture and the bowel cleanser. Remove the malabsorption in the mucal plaque. Okay, that causes the malabsorption. You got to remove that. Clean the brain out. Clean the kidneys and adrenals. The liver and gallbladder are weak. You see that brown color here shows liver weakness as well. So you need to address this. There's a lot of inflammation seen in the white red blood vessels, shows high acidosis in the body, just as the cholesterol ring does as well. So you want to address this with the right fruits and herbs, but give it time because this is quite chronic and it'll take a bit of time to clean up.